What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Electric Callboy. Yes, indeed, Electric Callboy fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Can Katash, and it was also the winner of the Patreon request prioritization poll, winning with 61% of the vote, moving up for number 682 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. They all want to see me react to this song by Electric Callboy called Mindreader. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Electric Callboy, okay? And the video has 224,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Mindreader. That's all I got here. I've got some album work here. I love the stressed, weathered look. I love that. That's pretty smart, actually. Makes it look like it's from like the 70s and 80s. That's actually very smart. So is this actual vinyl cover or is this a CD? That's what I'm curious about. Anyway, I just think it's fun. I just that's really fun. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I'm digging this. I'm digging this. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm digging this. Wow. I'm digging this for a number of reasons. Number one, okay, the digital. You know, the drops and the samplings and the synths and everything else. Okay, yeah, I hear it. I absolutely hear it. But it's not taking over. Like, when it's the only thing, then yes, of course, it's going to be brought to the front. Absolutely it is. You bet, because it is the only thing. But as soon as the guitar and the bass and the drums kick in, they take a step back. All that digital, all the synth, it takes a step back and becomes a supporting role for the guitars, the bass, and the drums. And I know a lot of people have said, well, you just don't like, digital. No, it's not that I don't like digital. I don't like when digital takes over. I don't like it when you have guitars and bass and drums and they are pushed to the back in favor of the digital. That I'm not a fan of. That's not what's happening here. The digital comes in, they take the lead when there's nothing else. As soon as guitar, bass, and drums kick in, they take a step back, they let the guitar, bass, and drums take the lead, and they support them. I have no problem with that at all. No issue with that whatsoever. I like it, actually. It gives it a nice, full, unique sound, and I got no issue with it whatsoever. I love the play with feel between the straight time and the double time. I like it. The vocals. Dear Lord, when they first kicked in, I was getting serious Atreyu vibes. Like, serious Atreyu vibes. Straight like, lead cells in a paper anchor or the curse. The curse. I mean, you either one of those albums, you listen to either one of those albums, you'll hear what I'm talking about. You will, I promise you. I'm actually I think about it, I'm leaning more toward the curse than I am lead cells in a paper anchor, but they still did a lot of the same things vocally on that album that they did on the curse, but the curse definitely getting vibes of that album with this song. I love the energy, I love the drive. Honest to God, guys, I'm loving everything about this. I really am, and I'm digging this. Let's keep going. Save my life. You have to drop a patch, everybody knows it. Won't wanna cut my songs out of your head. You have to drop a patch, everybody knows it. When I'm done with you, you'd rather be dead. Dead, so dead. When I'm done with you, you'd rather be dead. Dead, so dead. When I'm done with you, you'd rather be dead. That chorus is catchy. Halftime. Back to straight time. It's already 3:45. That's a short song. That's a short song. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I kind of feel a little cheated. I kind of wish that had been a little bit longer. Give me another 45 seconds to a minute of that, and I would have been ecstatic. Yeah. Okay, all right, let me get my thoughts together. Let me calm down a little bit, because if I was to give a knee-jerk score right now, I'll be honest with you folks, I would probably regret it later. So I need to calm down a little bit. Let me get my thoughts together. Let me take some breaths, stop fanboying and geeking out right now, and I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Electric Callboy with Mindreader. This was a request from Can Katash, and it was also the winner of the Patreon request prioritization poll, winning with 61% of the vote. Moving it from number 682 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. Okay, I'm glad. I am glad I took some time. I'm glad I gave it some thought. I'm glad I took some deep breaths, and I'm glad I gave myself a chance to, calm down, stop geeking out, because my original score was a little bit higher than the score I finally ended up with. And that's a good thing, because now the score I'm going to give, this is a very, straightforward approach to my score. There's no influence of emotion. No. This is a purely objective score now. Now, granted, I'm also going to say this. The score didn't come down a ton. It's not like it was a whole point higher. You know what I mean? It only came down a little bit, but I'm glad I did what I did, because now I can give the score and I will have no regrets about the score I'm going to give now compared to what it would have been, at which point I would have been like, oh man, I kind of regret giving it that score. No, that's not the case here. This is the score I feel the song deserves. So let's get to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Great tune. Honest to God, great tune. I'm not gonna lie to you folks, when I saw I was doing Electric Callboy, I was like, oh boy, here we go again, that goofball band. That goofball band that did Pump It. Now here's the thing, a lot of people in the comments when I did that reaction were actually very helpful, and they kind of helped straighten me out and help me understand what the band's really all about. They're about having fun, they're about parody, they're about having a good time, they're about even making, they have no problem even going so far as to make fun of themselves. And that's perfectly fine. They have no problem with that. Once that was explained to me, I had a much clearer picture of what they were all about. They're a goofball band who loves to have fun, make fun of themselves, entertain people, make people laugh, and they do it with some really good music. Cool. I got no problem with that at all. As long as that is what they're all about, and they know that's what they're all about, and they don't try to be anything else. That's perfectly fine. Of course, there were the other comments that weren't quite so helpful and weren't quite so nice, and I dealt with them in my usual way. As far as this song goes, I was really impressed with the song, more than anything else. Here's what really impressed me. Number one, the play on feel. Switching around between the straight time and the double time. Just constantly switching between the two. No problem with that at all. I loved everything about that. They even went into a halftime feel. And when they went to the halftime feel towards the end, man, did it get heavier or what? Whoo! That felt good. The guitar tone and the bass tone, very nice. Very well done. Thick and crunchy. The drumming sounded really good. The digital. I thought the digital was very well done. Very tastefully done. It did not take the lead. It did not become overbearing and push everything else to the back. The only time the digital came up to the front and the only time the digital took the lead was when it was the only thing happening within the song. When there was nothing else, then it took the lead. Well, of course it's going to take the lead. Nothing else is there, They're going to take the lead by default. The second the guitar, bass, and drums kicked in, though, and the second the vocals kicked in, the digital took a back seat. They stepped back, and they became a support role, giving it that extra fill, extra push, extra layers, but never overstepping its bounds. I appreciate that. There are a number of bands I've done on the channel that have done that, and I've always made sure to compliment them and give them the acknowledgement that they deserve. There's also been bands on the channel that don't get that, and the digital takes the lead and pushes the guitar and bass to the back, and when that happens, I tear those songs apart.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Just like Pinhead, man. Pinhead and the Cenobites, tearing those souls apart. I will absolutely tear those songs apart. I will not hesitate to do it, and I will not feel bad for 1 second doing it. That is not the case here. We had a great example within this song of how digital can be used properly to help enhance a song and make it even better without overstepping their bounds. Great job on the digital. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Absolutely. The vocals, very reminiscent of Atreyu. Very reminiscent of Atreyu. I dug it. I absolutely dug the vocals. And I like the fact that we had the clean vocals balanced with the grit and growl. Here's the thing though. I don't feel like we really needed the clean. I mean, I'm glad the clean vocals were there. Don't get me wrong. It was a nice switch up, but the grit and growl vocals had subharmonic qualities. They were singing on the fifth above the root with a lot of grit and growl. Granted, okay, the grit and growl was definitely there without question. But if you looking and you really listen carefully to the grit and growl, you will hear the vocalist singing the fifth. The fifth is there. That submelodic notes were there. You could hear them. It's not clear as day, but they were, I mean, to me anyway, it sounded pretty obvious. I mean, it's not like I had to go digging for it very far. Maybe take like, the top layer of topsoil off. Oh, look, there it is, you know. Maybe I had to take a little bit of the topsoil off, but I mean, for the most part though, it was there. You totally noticed it. So were the clean vocals necessary? I don't think they were necessary, but they were a nice addition. That chorus is hooky as hell. That chorus is absolutely hooky as hell. I'm gonna remember that chorus. Here's what's gonna happen. That chorus is gonna just pop in my head one day, probably in like the next 2 or 3 weeks from now. I'm just gonna be driving or something, or I'm gonna be answering comments or editing or something like that, maybe video gaming, and then out of nowhere that chorus is gonna pop in my head. And here's the worst part. It's gonna pop in my head and I'm gonna know what song it is. And whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna have to stop. And I'm going to go and listen to this song to get it out of my head. And I'm gonna need to listen to it like probably 2 or 3 times before it finally leaves. And then, a few months will go by, 4, 5, 6 months will go by, and then it'll pop in my head again. And I gotta go listen to the song again 2 or 3 more times. What a shame. What a shame. Oh, heaven forbid I have to listen to a great song. Oh, God. Oh, the tragedy of it all. Anyway, no, 8.3. It's a great score for what I feel is a great song. They nailed it out of the park with this one. They did. Better than Pump It? Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely a better song than Pump It was. That's just me personally. I know there's going to be people that disagree with that, and they're going to think that Pump It's better than this. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Different tastes. It's all good. Me personally, I dug the song more than Pump It. And to be honest with you, okay, the last thing. Lack of a video. I know this is going to sound really weird. I'm actually kind of glad there wasn't a video for this. I'm kind of glad that we had album work to stare at. It really allowed me a chance to focus more on the song and less on the antics that was happening within a comedic video. Yes, the video for Pump It was entertaining. It was. But it was also, to some extent, a little confusing and a little distracting. So having no video for this, I actually don't have a problem with it. I don't, anyway. I know a lot of people are going to be like, wait, where's the video? I don't even know if there even is a video for this song. I don't know if they ever shot one. But if they did, be honest with you folks, I'm glad I did this instead. So I can focus completely on the song and give this song all of my attention without the distraction of some super funny, super silly, super ridiculous, over-the-top music video like Pump It was. Pump It, don't get me wrong, the music video was weird, man. It was so weird. And therein lied the problem for me, is I got I tried not to, but I couldn't help but watch the music video because there was just so much happening and so much comedy happening, so much shtick happening, so much parody happening, and they were making fun of themselves. And I'm just sitting here going, I can't help but watch this. It's like a train wreck. You don't want to watch, but you can't help it. You know what I mean? But in a good way. I'm not dissing the music video. I'm not. I'm just saying it did distract me a little bit. Here, no distraction at all. So I'm kind of glad about that. Anyway, 8.3, it's a great score for what I think is a great song. So, 8.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.